We are Dan and Donna Wecker. We are the owners of the Elkridge Furnace Inn and the Garden House, and we have been cooking together for 39 years. I've been cooking longer than that, but we have been together as we celebrate our anniversary tomorrow, actually, and we have been cooking together since we got married.
That's true. You had just finished your training when we got married under a French chef, and knew that you wanted to be in this field. We did some catering, word of mouth, till we could get you back in full time. And then when this property kind of came into our radar, we decided to put a bid in to do a business. And
we started here in 1989. The buildings on the acreage here were scheduled to be demolished. In fact, when we made our agreement with the State Department of Natural Resources to undertake the restoration of the properties, they were bulldozing historic homes here, which are now our large parking lot. And we started there. We started doing one room at a time. We were on a pay-as-you-go plan, and we just would do one room, and we would do some catering jobs and do something else and do some more jobs, and eventually we got to where we are now, 30 years later.
Yeah, I mean, definitely was a labor of love for this property. We lived in what's now our garden house for 12 years. And our kids kind of grew up there, and now we're doing small celebrations there as well. So yeah, we continue to, again, beautify and fix up. I know this room was just redecorated and it looks really marvelous. We're really proud. And the cuisine also continues to evolve with our organic gardens.
And our butchery. We're working with 3 local farms. The furthest one is 5 miles away for produce, eggs, chickens, ducks, guinea fowl, geese, veal calves, and pigs. And then we do all the meat fabrication here. One of my young chefs, Patrick Roadheaver, who started as a dishwasher 15 years ago now, I think, 15 or 16 years ago, is my chef de cuisine, and he is an amazing young man. He is easily my best student ever, and I'm very proud of what we do here and the people that we've trained and the people that work here now every day with us. We teach our young people here from seed to table, not just from farm to table, but we plant all of our things, and then we grow them, we transplant them, we teach them about harvesting, we compost here, we utilize everything we can out of every plant and animal that we can. We try to put very little in the dumpster. We have been here for 30 years, and one of the very first things that we did was plant a garden.
That's true.
We had an herb garden from almost day one. And I grew up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I grew up helping on my Aunt Mary and Uncle Harry Schenk's farm in Lidditz. And I don't remember having as much fun on the farm, but from the time Donna and I were married, we
always had a garden.
Always had a garden, and we've always had gardens here. But maybe 9 years ago, we started with our first greenhouse, and we had adjustments as we went, learning about growing undercover in the off season, and we've really worked at it. We now have 2 greenhouses and an extension on the end to grow mushrooms with a particular climate and humidity that helps with the growing of the mushrooms. And then we also put into the center a potting shed, and we are able to utilize that and work between the 2 greenhouses to do effective seed planting and store of our materials.
So again, we like to say greens of the moment, which basically just means whatever we just picked.
Whatever we just picked.
Awesome. Of course, when our parents first saw the property, my dad was giving my mom the eye, like, and I guess we were young enough and naive enough to jump on in and take on such a crazy project. We've done whole family groups weddings for them. We've done 100th birthday parties and just so many significant celebrations. To me, that even for all the craziness of being a business owner, makes it really worth it when, you know, we make memories. That's the tagline, and it's really true that we just mean a lot to folks who come back, whether it's for the Dickens teas or every year that we've done now for, I don't know, a lot of years. Different traditions and things for folks as well. So that's gratifying.
And our property is actually owned and part of the Patapsco Valley State Park. And we've really been privileged to help do a fundraiser for one of the organizations that helps fund extra programs for the park. It's called Friends of Patapsco Valley. Mm-hmm. And they used to do a fundraiser every 5 years or something, and now they do it every year. And it's wonderful to get people here supporting the park that we are a part of, and to see how engaged they are with programs that are going to benefit people who are coming from all over. These are programs that don't benefit the people that are at the party. They're things that benefit children who are our future in the parks.
Yeah. So I often, again, do tours for people who are interested in parties and celebrations and, of course, weddings. And so I talk about the rooms and spaces. One of the interesting things to me, as far as just the growth of our business, was that initially our kitchen space was just 2 rooms on the second floor of what is our older portion, our tavern, which isn't a lot of kitchen power. So in 1996, after we had been in business about 4 years, we got an engineer and other folks on board, some extra monies from an investor, and we actually dug under the entire structure of the building to create enough headspace to put professional kitchens under this entire structure. So now we have a beautiful wine cellar. We have, of course, your restaurant kitchen section. We have a prep section for pastry and all the catering that we do. So it's a lot of good kitchen power, and fortunately a dumbwaiter to go up 2 floors to help our staff who still get a lot of exercise working here.
The house had been flooded 3 times, 1868, 1932, and 1972. And in reality, a lot of what we did, we underpinned the foundation of the entire tavern building. That was part of what we did to make sure that everything was good. But we actually went down 5.5 feet shoveling what is essentially sand or river silt that had filled into the cellar after every flood, and everybody just worked with a shorter and shorter ceiling as the floor got taller and taller. So that was part of what we did when we did that. The house, all the buildings are restored. They're not renovated, they're not rehabbed. Oh, they are restorations.
I know. We did a lot of the work.
And as much as difficult as the work can be, the craftsmanship that was done in each of these buildings in their eras is absolutely amazing. Here we do a building, and 30 years, 40 years, 50 years later, we just bulldoze it. And we're in buildings that are more than 200 years old. And when you walk around, the floors don't creak. It's pretty amazing how well made these buildings are. And it really is such a privilege for us to be managing buildings on behalf of the state. And the thrill for us to be able to have people in here to experience history, to feel the generations passing through here. We have things that, foundations at least, that date before the French and Indian Wars, and we go all the way to today. And it really is an amazing feeling to be in here with this.
Right. So, of course, when we first started and didn't have a lot of money, we kind of decorated with whatever we could find.
Early poverty.
And so recently I've enjoyed, again, having more focus as we've redecorated a lot of spaces to add those historic touches, like the historic plates from the Elkridge Heritage Society, like the print that I found of a dress that I knew came from 1810 when this house was built, and I could imagine Mary Ellicott in a dress like that Regency style. I found a great print, and now it's on the wall. So when I do tours, I can share a little bit about, the history, what the lady of the house would have worn and what it was like, a little bit back then.
We would love to thank our families, our staffs, and we've had many people here over the years, and every one of them made a difference. It's been a privilege to teach, to train, to work side by side with colleagues in this sometimes crazy business, serving people, being hospitable, and on the end of it are our customers.
Guests.
All of our brides and grooms, their families, their guests, our guests, many who have become an extension of our family. We both come from fairly large families, and it's been very comfortable for us to have more people extend into that family. We've hosted a lot of exchange students, so we have a very diverse family.
Who worked here too.
Who worked here too, or came to eat. So it's been a part and extension of our life. And people have come to know us, and we come to know them, and we appreciate them for being with us and sticking with us as we've grown through challenges, through hard times, through family illnesses and different things. And yet at the end of the day, they've always been very faithful to us, and we have given them our very best.
Yeah. So again, it's thrilling, of course, when our regulars come back, but it's also thrilling when we have new guests come who don't know anything about us and discover us, the hidden gem. And so we're just very grateful.
Thank you.